Alright, let's finish Crash 2. Hello everybody, howdy do. I am doing just fine on this lovely Saturday morning. Had a nice productive start to the day, making some progress on videos for next month, which I'm hoping will be a big one. Assuming all things go according to plan with copyright, but you never know how that's going to go. Have I seen Nightmare Before Christmas or Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I have seen neither of those two things. I've seen bits and pieces of both of them, and I know the song "Making Christmas," but I more so know the parody of that song "Making Science" in the world of Portal. Someone made a parody song called "Making Science" and themed around the Portal universe, and it slows down the pace, and I much prefer that to the original song that I've heard, but I imagine if you've heard the original first, you probably prefer that to the new one. You're watching the live-action remake of some of your favorite Disney movies as well as the originals. You have my condolences, because as somebody who has done that for Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, and also Little Mermaid now, miserable is what that experience is like. You are playing underrated fiction Sonic Forces. I don't know if underrated's the right word. I go with overhated. I think is a more appropriate term for Sonic Forces. Now, granted, I haven't beaten all of it. I only played like an hour of that game. Although from what I've heard, that's considerably more. That is a considerably higher percentage of Sonic Forces than I thought it would be. But of what I've played, it's perfectly fine. It's a perfectly playable, passable, fine game. I don't think it deserves the vitriolic hatred that it has. But then again, maybe the second half is just peak garbage, so I don't feel too strongly about Sonic Forces. Do I think the Crash Bandicoot TV show will be good? I didn't even know that was a thing. I've heard that today is the first time even hearing of such a thing. So I don't know. But I will jump into Crash Bandicoot 2 right now to finish the game, because I said last month that I would finish Crash 2 this month, and well, we're running out of days to do it, so let's do that today. As always, let me know if I need to raise or lower the game audio. I can do that very easily. I think things should be good for now, but if I need to make any adjustments, let me know. Was the Crash Bandicoot TV show? I didn't think so. I did not. I have heard nothing about a Crash Bandicoot TV show. We could be getting memed on. It could be an elaborate troll, and there is no such thing as a Crash Bandicoot TV show. Or maybe it's a rumor someone heard. I don't know. You watched Everything Everywhere All at Once today, and it was great. Yep, it is indeed a fantastic movie. Glad you liked it. Have I seen Amazing Indiana? Wow, okay, I just read two different chat messages at once, and my brain fused them together. Sorry about that. Have I seen Amazing Digital Circus? No, I have not. Ranking every Indiana Jones character, that being the other message that I saw. That's a lot of characters, so I'll pass for now, unfortunately. I will not be ranking every single Indiana Jones character. Everyone says Perfect Blue is a great movie, should you watch it? I hated it, but yeah, apparently everyone loves it, so maybe you'll like it too, I don't know. Forces has a god-awful story and is creatively... Oh, sorry, let me clarify. Yes, I would 100% be in agreement that the story of Forces is complete trash. You will hear no pushback from me on that. But as a game to play, I experienced no major issues with it whatsoever. It was perfectly fine. So that would be what I say about Forces. It's a fine game to play, but yes, the story sucks. So I guess it's a matter of where your priorities lie when it comes to video games. What theme parks have I been to, and have I been to Busch Gardens, Tampa? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't often get asked about theme park related things, but I sure do love to, because I actually am quite passionate about... I thought I landed in the center there. I'm actually quite passionate about theme park related things. I just don't get to talk about it a lot, so thank you for that question. Now, unfortunately, I don't know that I'm going to have a great answer, because I actually don't know. I know I've been to a lot of different theme parks. The problem is that a lot of it was when I was super young, so I don't remember like all the different ones I've been to, but I know the big ones. I've been to Disney World, I've been to all the parks in Disney World, I've been to all the parks at Universal Orlando. I've been to Sesame Place. Anyone remember Sesame Place? I went to the one in Pennsylvania. So that was fun. No, I mean, well, fun in the sense that I had an allergic reaction there. So, you know, it's fun as that can be. But aside from that, I remember having a really fun time in Sesame Place because Sesame Street was a big part of my childhood. So, naturally, going to that as a kid was super, super fun. And, yeah, I've been to plenty of other miscellaneous places that whose names I don't remember because I was really young and I feel bad about not remembering that. Can I slide into you? Sure can. But yeah, those are some of the main ones that I remember visiting. Oh, and also, yes, I've been to Busch Gardens, Tampa. Love that place. I missed the jump. Favorite series on YouTube? This kind of goes hand in hand with favorite YouTube video. Ow. And how I never really have a good answer to it. Although recently, I guess recently I do kind of have a better answer for favorite YouTube videos. I did not time that properly. And it would recently based on what I've watched, it would probably be either Defunct Land's Fast Pass video or their Disney Channel theme video. Those are both very high quality videos that I've enjoyed a lot. Another one that I watched again and again and again back in April when I was in a bit of a depressive slump is I forget the name. I think is it Tom Harlock? Let me check my subscription page really quickly. Make sure I don't screw this up. If I can find it. Where'd it go? Yes, okay. Tom Harlock, his video covering the Lele Pons book, I laughed harder than I've laughed in a while. It's called I Read Lele Pons' Awful Book, and it's one of the funniest videos I've ever watched. So that's up there as well. And then I also watched a video very, very recently called going over one of the worst Halo Combat Evolved speedrun ever that happened at a live event. Thought I landed on the center there, but I guess I didn't. So it would be, as far as videos, it'd be one of those things, but I don't really have any series that I would think of off the top of my head, other than just Let's Play. I mean, I guess I can say one series that I have a lot of nostalgia for is the Super Mario Galaxy 2 Versus done by Thomas J. Attrell and Blue Tanuki. In fact, that was an interesting memory I have of that is that it was the series that kind of taught me what swear words were, because I was watching it and I didn't really think anything of it. And there was a lot of F-bombs dropped, which wasn't something I had been exposed to before, and as such I didn't really know that there was anything wrong with what I was watching. So I had it on in the room with my parents, and they just yelled at me louder than I'd been yelled at before, asking why I was watching such horrific content. So, instead, I would watch it every morning before my parents woke up by throwing a blanket over me so that they couldn't, to mitigate the chances of them actually hearing or seeing what I was watching. See, that felt like I didn't land on the center, but it gave it to me anyway. It's not a Crash show, but there was a pilot one a few years ago. Okay, so maybe that's what they were thinking of. I didn't remember hearing anything about a Crash show, but I could have been out of the loop because I am not exactly up to date with all the latest Crash news. So I very easily could have just missed an announcement. Ay. Final zone for this game is easily the lowest point of the game. Levels are good at best and pain at worst. I've heard more negative comments about the final boss itself more so than the final zone. And that, okay, I'm pretty sure I slid into him when his electric tentacles were out, and it still gave me the kill, which I don't think it should have, but it did anyway. And then there have been other times where I feel like I've landed on the center and I haven't actually. It's weird. What about Alphabet Lore? Tell me you really like the series too. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that I'd say it was one of my all-time favorite things. I certainly enjoyed watching it, but I don't think I'd cite it as one of my top pieces of top series I've ever seen. Have I watched the movie George Foreman yet? No, I have not. Fuck hitbox and tentacle robots. Oh yeah, I've noticed. I have very much noticed that the tentacle robots have some inconsistent hitboxes from what I can tell, because like I said, I feel like I've landed on the center and it hasn't given it to me, and then I also feel like I've slid into it while its electric arms were out, and it did give it to me. So it is a strange one. But at least I finally got hey, at least I actually have. I've been trying my hand at Stormy Ascent to get the Platinum Relic on that over the last probably month or so. So I've been dealing with I mean, I've also just been dealing with, since my last Crash 2 stream, I've gone back to Crash 1 in an attempt to get all the time relics, which has been miserable, to say the least. So I've gotten accustomed to not having checkpoints at my disposal. But now I do again, which is pretty cool. I did not think that was gonna work, actually. I did not. Okay, well, that's how that happened. Crystal? Oh, right, this game is crystal. Okay, where's the crystal? Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because I have to replay the level anyway. Like talking about theme parks is the adrenaline junkie. Well, I mean, yes, I am. I have no concerns about hiding that, but there's other things about. In fact, some of my favorite theme park stuff is more so in the atmosphere and design of the parks rather than any particular thrill aspect of them. Do I remember the Russians that came with Crystal Skull? Yes. I'm quite familiar with Indiana Jones movies, so yes, I do. Is there something I didn't like in Wish besides audiences idiotically losing their minds over the shared universe? There's nothing about Wish that really stands out to make me not like it. It's just that overall, it's very formulaic, I guess is the best word to use. It's perfect. It's average in just about every way. There's nothing offensively awful about it, and there's nothing that really stands out about it to make it exceptional. Which is why I rated it 6.5 out of 10. I might even be able to. You might even convince me to knock it down to a 6 instead of a 6.5. But yeah, there's nothing about it that stands out in either direction as anything exceptional. You didn't know Sesame Street had an amusement park? Yeah, it did. I don't know if it's still. I think it's still open, but I don't know for sure if it is. You can feel free to look that up. I don't actually know for sure. But it was open when I went there, obviously, and when I went there. So I don't even really remember all that much that we did. I remember that we went in the most vivid memory I have of it is obviously the allergic reaction that I had. I think it was because we were in the lazy river, and the life jacket that I had on wasn't cleaned properly, so whoever had worn it previously, it was still something on it that I had a contact reaction to. So that's the most vivid memory I have, is being there in that moment. But I do remember also going to an Elmo's World show. But other than that, I'm struggling to recall the other things that we did while I was there. It might have been a short day at the park, just because we probably left as soon as I had that reaction, which would make sense. Favorite Tom and Jerry character? I always liked Jerry as a kid, but as an adult, I don't know that I'd pick a side. I just want to enjoy the action for what it is. But as a kid, I was always definitively in Jerry's corner. I guess except for maybe things like Heavenly Puss, where clearly... Okay, here. Oh, that's why. I didn't even see it as an object. I just thought it was part of the background. Just thought it was part of the lighting in the level. Wish is a good anniversary movie, but as a movie, it's a 6 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's a good anniversary movie at all, actually. There's nothing about it that feels like it warrants the title of being the 100th I mean, other than the fact that there's a bunch of Disney references to other Disney movies, but, like, that's most Disney movies, is that they have references to other Disney movies. I don't think Wish is particularly special in that regard. I guess except for the fact that it's somehow tricked a lot of people into thinking that actually Wish is the start of a shared universe, which is painful, but oh well. Worst Alice episode? Once Upon a Swap. It's the only bad one. How can I mistake them? Very easily. They're like you said, big, purple, and bright, and they look like they're a part of the lighting of the level. I don't really know how else to explain that to you. I'm sorry. Have I seen any Pixar shorts like Tin Toy? Yes, I've seen all the Pixar shorts. Ranking every Indiana Jones game. I haven't really played that many of them. I played Lego, I guess of the ones I've played, Lego Indiana Jones at the top. But would I put Staff of Kings above Lego Indy 2? I'd probably give Lego Indy 2 the slight edge for gameplay, and then Staff of Kings is last. Someone asked if I played a jetpacking level. It would appear that I have. We have arrived at a jetpack level. Favorite Breaking Bad character? It fluctuated a lot while I was watching it. Towards the beginning, it would have been Jesse. Once Saul was introduced, it was Saul. And then as we got towards the middle of the series, it was Hank. And then once the series neared its conclusion, my favorite character overall was probably Jesse. But, oh, out of lives, damn it. But as far as writing-wise, Walter White is one of the best written characters in all fictional media. It's better Gravity Falls or The Owl House. I haven't watched Gravity Falls since it came out, so I guess I'm not super well equipped to answer that. But The Owl House certainly got a much stronger emotional reaction out of me than Gravity Falls ever did. Thoughts on the Barney Eric? I have no idea what that is. I should not have looked away for the screen. I've watched The Green Mill and or Forrest Gump. I've seen Forrest Gump, have not seen The Green Mill. Thoughts on Forrest Gump? Don't ever need to watch it again. But, you know, Tom Hanks is cool. What's better, a show with voice acting or a show without voice acting? Depends on the context of the show. Top 5 overrated or underrated movies. A lot of movies on my worst list would be something that would fall into the category of overrated because they are widely regarded by most people. Why did I hate Perfect Blue? Because it was a disjointed, incoherent, laughably awful mess that I don't ever want to see again for the rest of my life. Ratings to the Cloud Chance and Meatballs movies. 1 would probably be an 8. And 2 would probably be a 3 or a 4. Have I been to the Disneyland Resort in California? I've never been to California. I've flown over California to get to Hawaii, but I've never actually been to California. I've been to Chicago. FG lives in Chicago, so yes, I've been to Chicago several times. Thoughts on Young Sheldon? It's a very funny show. And I get the sense that most people who hate on it haven't even fucking watched it, like is the case with a lot of things. Do I still despise Toast for after all these years? I don't know what would have changed to make me not despise it. Oh, good. Darkness. Game over. Do I think the Pixar theory is confirmed now? Why would I think that? You know what? Fuck it. Why not? Anyone who brings up the Pixar theory immediately gets your do not listen to ever list. Yeah? I mean, it's fun to... Where'd my... Okay, then. It's fun to theorize it about it as much as you want, but just don't ever actually try to tell me that that's what happens. And that's what's canon to the Pixar movies, because it falls apart under the slightest amount of scrutiny. Thoughts on Lego Pirates of the Caribbean? I played it more than I've seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And I mean, it's a classic Lego game, so, well, closer to the classic era than some of the other ones, I guess. And I enjoyed what I played of it, I guess. Thoughts on the Amazing Digital Circus? Haven't seen it. I'm guessing the crystal is on the other route. Better so far, Crash 1 or 2? Crash 2. And you missed the crystal again. Gee, I wonder if that's what happens when you go on the route that doesn't have the fucking crystal. What a fucking wow. Can you even... whatever. Although at the moment I'm feeling like I had more fun playing Crash 1 than this. Remind me not to play Crash 3. Lose no Seda versus Mabel Pines, who would win? Lose no Seda has magic, of course she wins. Am I married? No. Ranking of Windows operating systems. I don't really feel that passionately. I mean, I guess I feel passionately in the sense that I prefer some to others, but not to the extent where I would want to make a full-on tier list of them. Although I guess I can say that Windows 8 was massively overhated. And that Windows 11 is perfectly fine so long as you undo every change that makes it Windows 11 and make it as close to Windows 10 as possible. Windows XP is the one I have the most nostalgia for, because that was the first operating system that I ever had. But other than that, you're not really gonna get any insightful commentary on me. It's the quality of Windows operating systems. Thoughts on the fact that Silent Hill 2 remake, I don't know anything about Silent Hill whatsoever, so any comments I have toward are not going to be that insightful. I have no feelings whatsoever on anything to do with Silent Hill. I don't know the first thing about it. If I consider playing Mega Man X, the only thing I've ever heard is that I would absolutely despise Mega Man, so... I mean, there was a time when I guess I considered playing it, because I know that Mega Man is a series that Scott Cawthon held in high regard, so in middle school when I read that he had played Mega Man a lot, I was like, hey, maybe I'll play Mega Man one day. But everyone tells me I'd hate it, so... I haven't really given serious thought to actually checking out the games for myself. you watched Luca for the first time on Wednesday, what are my thoughts on it? It's good. It's not great, but it's good. Have I played the Yahoo Sports Apprentice? Yes. It's your average Flash game. Oh. Crystal. Favorite Sonic game? The one I've gotten the most enjoyment out of is 06. Disney dropped the ball hard this year. I don't know, Elemental was good. Wish is decent. Unless you mean just as an entity with all the things that they've bought up, in which case, yeah, Star Wars, Marvel, hasn't been, generally speaking, hasn't been doing good across the board, but specifically Disney Animation Studios is doing perfectly fine. God's Not Dead isn't a really good movie, I'll take your word for it. One of my thoughts on the theory about Toy Story 5 being Annie's Kids, until Pixar actually gives plot details about what it's actually going to be about, I do not fucking care. And it's also annoying whenever someone's like, guys, Pixar confirmed the plot of Toy Story 5, and then they're like, well, didn't you hear what Tim Allen said? Yeah, what Tim Allen said was his own hopes and aspirations for what he hopes the movie's gonna be about. It's nothing to do with what Pixar's actually going to make. Margot Robbie was definitely Barbie will get a sequel. Do I agree? I don't fucking care about Barbie. You can get a million sequels or none for all I care. I won't watch them. How would I react to a Wreck-It Ralph 3? Whatever. Can't get worse than Ralph Breaks the Internet. Have I ever seen Amphibia? Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen all of it. Favorite Cars movie? The best one is 3. My favorite is probably still the first one, because of the memories I have attached with it. See, like, his tentacles were definitely up there and I slid into him. Have I played Sonic Colors? Yes, I love Sonic Colors. Guess this one's not gonna turn. Crash of Spyro a million fucking times over, Jesus. What's my angriest movie commentary? I don't know. Probably Toy Story 4 or Little Mermaid. Is the Eggman fight in Superstar first boss ever fought? No. Pain on the writers and actors strike. A long time coming. Hope for an animation strike. Yeah, it seems like it's inevitable. The animation guild will most likely be striking next year. Which is, again, a long time coming. First Crash game I played, Crash Bandicoot 1. And I'm getting very sick of sliding into them when they're in their neutral state and dying anyway, because this game was made by college kids. How do I feel about the return of Vector Despicable Me? I don't care. I rate Undertale and Deltarune out of 10. Undertale probably a 9. Deltarune isn't. I no longer give a shit. Whatever. Okay. Me when you have to jump over the explosive, bad game design. Wow, look at that thing I never fucking said. Amazing. Seriously remind me to never ever play Crash 3. Jesus fucking Christ. What do you expect from Sonic 3? I might not even watch it. At this point, my apathy for Sonic is so strong, I might not even go see the movie. I don't even care. Because he doesn't really care for Crash and is playing the hardest level in the game, and that's why he sounds tired. Yeah, that's the reason why. Whatever you say. Half of Crash 3's levels are gimmicked vehicle levels instead of actual platform. You hate it so much. I too have played Spyro 3. Year of the Dragon. Sure, press B there, but okay. I'm just numb to it. I'm just numb to everything. I'm... Like, I don't even need to say anything. I hope I broke my wrist one day so I never have to do this shit ever fucking again. One day I'll fucking work and I'll break my fucking wrist. One day. One day.
And I have you, Crash Bandicoot, to thank for it. Engine, what's happening? What's that? Is she stealing our signal?
Crash, Cortex, it's...
You haven't seen the last of me, Crash Bandicoot.